Hi and welcome. We're going to paint our red thread connection, and I'm going to bring you into that connectedness. Here's our little storybook that I read earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and set that off to the side. And we're going to begin. Now, I want you to close your eyes for a moment because I'm going to have you choose and one color that's going to be for the background. And then you're going to put that color onto your palette or paper plate. And I'm going to use a very light blue. So you can see I only put about a quarter size because you don't want to waste the paint. You can always add paint, but it's hard to put paint back into the tube, and we don't want to waste it. So take your spray bottle, and if you don't have a spray bottle, I'll show you another method, and all you're going to do is give this paper a spritz. If you don't have water, then you're going to take your craft brush and dip it into your water and spread it over your surface. This is really fun and easy. Then just take your paint and just give it. You're not worrying about painting everything in. You just want some color on this. So you can see all I'm doing is sort of putting it right down the middle, but put it wherever you want to. I just want it to sort of create a little bit of a frame around it with the white. That's why I'm putting it just in the middle. Now what this is called is a wash. When we take paint and we add water to it to paint with, it's just called a wash because it lightens up the paper. And we're going to just allow this to dry for a few minutes. And I'm going to explain to you the next step while it's drying. We're going to take two tools once it's dried. One is a pencil and the other is a Sharpie. And we're going to actually trace our handprints right here. We're going to trace it with pencil because if you trace it with Sharpie, you're going to get black all on the outline of your hand. Now you're going to be tracing both hands onto it, and so you're going to see that that can create a little bit of awkwardness, but I don't want you to worry about it so much. Just have fun with it. So we're going to let this dry, and it'll take a couple of minutes, and we'll come right back after it dries. All right, now we're going to trace our hands. We're going to first use the pencil. Your paper should be relatively dry, if not dry all the way. Now this is an awkward one because you're going to be using your non-dominant hand to trace your dominant hand. So I think it's always best to start off tracing our dominant hand. So I'm going to put mine, I'm a right-handed person. I'm going to put mine right here. And all I'm going to do is take my pencil. You've done this before. And there's my left hand. Now I'm going to do the same with my right hand. Now I'll probably go a little bit slower on this one. So let's see how I do, okay? I'm going to move this just a little so you can see me. Oh, not so bad. A couple places it's a little wobbly. All right, so all I'm going to do is not worry about that, but I am going to close the palm of my hands off like that. Now, take your Sharpie and just trace those hands so they're nice and bold. Okay, so that's the second step. Now what we're going to do is you can take a red marker, or if you feel up to it, some red paint, and we're going to trace two big hearts here, one there and one here. Okay? So I'm going to paint mine on, and I'm going to use some Titan Buff or almost a neutral white to freehand them. But if you want to use your pencil too to draw them on, feel free to do that also. There we go, we got two hearts. I'm going to make my hearts pink, so I'm going to add a little bit of red paint to my white to get my pink color. Red and white. I'm going to pull in just some of that to make a nice pink. See that? I didn't use all of the red, I just used a scoop of it. This is our heart, and the heart of the people we love in our life, our family, our best friends, our cousins, our aunts and uncles, of course, mom and dad and sisters and brothers. But that's the heart that's for all of our family. And this heart right here, this is your heart. This is you. And the love that you feel also for yourself. Because if you can't love yourself, then how can anybody else love you? I know it's a strange thought, isn't it? To love yourself. But when we love ourselves, we take care of ourselves. We watch how we behave. We become a kinder person because we begin to treat ourselves the way we want to be treated by other people. And that's how we begin to treat other people, is kind, courteous, loving. And all those are really good ways to be. Now here's the big job. I want you to get your hands with red paint. I know it sounds weird, and moms, you're going to need to help with this because you're going to have to paint one of their hands. So have some baby wipes handy if you use them. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. Have some paper towels ready if you use them. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. And if you don't use them, then have a towel ready. Mine looks awfully messy, I know, but it's clean. It's been washed a million times, but as you can see, it's been used a lot. Okay, you want to have those handy because as soon as you put your handprints right here, you're going to want to wipe your hands off and take care of business. So we'll pause after you do that, okay? But when you're doing your hands, what I want you to begin to think about, and choose to do them in red. This is for our red thread connection, okay? Think in terms of really honoring the red thread, really honoring that you too are connected with the red thread, and that by putting your hands up here in red paint, it's like putting your signature into the circle of red thread connection. So I'm going to show you how to do one, and then I'm going to turn off the video and do the other, and I'm going to let them dry, which shouldn't take so long, and then we will come back for our finishing touches. So I just have a flat brush and red paint, and you can see all I'm doing is painting my hand. And I am using non-toxic paint, so hopefully you have children's non-toxic paint. I'm going to keep it wet. All right, here I go. This is for the red thread connection between you and me and everybody else watching. And I'm just pressing down. I'm wiggling my hand a little bit, and then I'm going to pick it up. Ta-da! There you have it. So I'm going to see you in a few minutes, okay? Have fun doing this. Okay, here we are. We've got our hands here and our hearts. And now what we're going to do is we're going to work with 3 colors: a red pen marker, a black Sharpie, same one that you used here, and I'm going to demonstrate using a white paint pen. If you don't have one of these, you can use any color. You can even use the red or the black. We're going to do a red thread connection right now. So what I would like to offer you is the red thread. And by taking hold of this red thread, you are now connecting up with me, and you're connecting up with all the red thread holders in the world. And what we're going to do is we're going to weave our red thread lifeline connection between one another with our red pen. So what hand did you reach out to take it from me with? Was it your right hand? Was it your left hand? Right hand, left hand, whatever hand it was, we're going to start our red thread there. So you might want to just watch. So I'm going to dangle it here, and I'm going to go around my thumb, and I'm going to kind of go through my fingers, and then I'm going to bring it up. And I want my red thread around me because why? Because I'm putting myself into the red thread connection. And I want my red thread to go around my family and friends and the people I love because they're important to me. But there are so many other people out in the world, and now I'm connecting up with each one of them in the red thread connection. And when you feel you've done that, come back and come right back in through the fingers of your other hand and around your thumb. And right here, let's tie them together in a bow. Okay, I'm going to bring that closer so you can see. Oops. Okay, you see how I did that? All the way around until I came back. Now, once you have that done, now it's what's called an embellishment time. And you're going to take your black marker, and if you want, you can write things in here. For example, I'm going to say, I see kids, because that's what you are. And in here, I'm going to write red thread But you can write whatever you want. You can write your name in here. You can write Mom and Dad or my family. This will always remind me of the day you took a piece of the red thread from me and connected up. Then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this white pin, and all I'm going to do is make a couple of dots on my red thread just to remind me that I am connected. I am connected to the red thread. Me. You know? And you just keep doing this wherever you want. I'm going to give a little star here next to I see kids because you're all so wonderful and special. And I'm going to give a big star here because you're all so wonderful. I'm going to take my red and I'm going to color in those stars. And that reminds me of how connected we are. So you keep doing your dots and your marks however you want. And when you're done with it, I'm going to invite you to turn it on the back. Or actually, let's do it right here. Let's do it right here on the front with our red marker. Let's sign our name right here. And let's put today's date. But you put your date right there so you remember the exact date, or you can put it over here, the exact date that you connected up through the red thread. In closing, the last thing I would like to say to you is this. If you hang this in your bedroom, you can put it in a frame and hang it on the wall in your bedroom, someplace easy to get to. And on the days when you're feeling a little lonely or a little sad, a little blue, or you're kind of not feeling well, you come right here and you put your hands right on these two and close your eyes and feel your red thread connection with all of us. And in that moment, remember, you are not alone. We are all here, and we're all holding our piece of the red thread. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in I See Kids Cognitive Thinking. Ooh, that's a fun one. See you then. Take care. Bye-bye. Mwah.